about the Newlywed Starter Pack, our featured product bundle for tonight. Hi, Camille. Nice to have you with us.
Hi, Ellen. Hi, Matteo. Nice to be with you both tonight.
Hi, Miss Camille.
Hello.
You're so yellow too.
In
Just
keeping
like
with
you.
ano, para very cheerful ang ating tonight, ang ating usapan tonight. So, kumustahan muna tayo ng konti. Matteo, you got married early this year. I think that was around February. How has it been so far? Medyo may shift na yung role mo from being this bachelor to being a provider.
Yeah, it's great. It's been several months already, and I think every month it just gets better and better. We're learning more about each other. We're learning more about life together, and like you said, being as a bachelor before and today, it's very, very different because, as a bachelor before, you do crazy things, you jump out of planes and all this stuff. But now today, kumbaga, everything you do today, everything I do today is for my wife and for our future together, So it's kind of different.
Nakakatawa kasi when it comes to Matteo, yung term na jumping out of a plane is literal. Alam mo yun? For others, it would be an expression. Pero for Matteo, totoo yan. He would really jump out of a plane. Now, of course, being a newlywed comes with its own set of challenges, and adjusting to a lot of changes. And one of those things would be the financial aspect. So I would like to turn it over to Camille muna for now. So Camille, can you tell us ano ba yung mga common challenges when it comes to finances naman, and how does Sunlife come in when it comes to this situation?
It's a new chapter in life. Talagang sinabi ni Matteo, But it's something new. It's something different from where you were before you got married. So the common challenge basically is, how to handle and manage the finances together as a couple. So there kasi for the longest time, sanay ka on your own, you decide on your own, you think about your family, diba? Parang everything is just you. But this time, it has to be with your lifetime partner that you chose in life.
Yes.
Like yung better half mo supposedly. So when you think about those, yun nga, paano ba? How will you consolidate your income? How will you try to reach your milestones? How will you who will handle the finances? Who will do the budgeting? Those things you have to consider, and how do you decide as a couple also? So that's where Sunlife can come in, and that's where we have a wide variety of products and solutions that can help a lot of couples as they move from one milestone in their life stage and as a couple, and build a financially secured future.
Excited na ako sa magiging usapan natin tonight, guys. Kasi, Matteo sharing with us his own journey, and Camille providing the concrete steps, the solutions that you can take for a really, a financially viable journey for a newlywed talaga. But before we proceed, Camille and Matteo, I would just like to inform everybody tuned in tonight that we will have a question and answer portion towards the end of our show. So please, if you would like to ask Matteo anything about, his experience thus far as a newlywed, or if you would like to address Camille and know more about our Newlywed Starter Pack and everything else about Sunlife, please comment down below and we will try to answer those questions or read out those comments later on. And the good news is, all those who will be asking questions or sharing their own experiences will also qualify for our raffle, where we are giving away Sun stuffed toys. Super cute stuffed toy yan ang ating mascot sa Sunlife. So please do keep those questions and comments coming. Okay. And with that, let us proceed with our kwentuhan. First off, Matteo muna. Alam mo, pansin ko kay Matteo, nakakatuwa kasi every time he talks about being a newlywed, being a husband, laging may ngiti sa mukha niya. Pansin mo yon, Camille? Talagang intro pa lang. Hindi niya he cannot help but smile eh. Pero, Matteo, I would like to ask muna, at that point when you got married and you're taking on this role as a provider, did you have any fears? Did you have any worries at all?
Honestly, of course, I think that's only natural. Paano ba? There is no such thing as perfect, I guess. There's always fears, hesitations. But it's all about just making sure and trusting that your partner is a lifetime partner, and that trust her and she trusts you, and you can just dive in together and go through life together. No? Did I answer your question?
Yes.
So kumbaga, yes, there was, because it's something I was jumping into the unknown. Yes, having a wife, a married life. My example are my parents, my other friends that are married now. But personally speaking, it's my first time. So all the time you jump in an unknown. It's always kind of scary. But it's a good scare. Every day we're learning. Yeah. Every day we're climbing the ropes together. Kumbaga.
I love that this is a very candid, confession from Matteo. Kasi it's true. Even somebody you would think na sobrang secure na like Matteo would also have worries, especially if you're going to be a provider for your own family, diba? And so with that, I turn it over to Camille and ask, Camille, what are the financial considerations nga ba that a newlywed should take into account?
Well, I would say there are 3 considerations that I would say, no? Number 1, consider the milestones, the dreams. Yon. What milestones would you like to reach as a couple? Second, also, what's your budget now? Not right now, di ba? Pero kasi later on, it will change but you have to consider what's your budget also on a regular basis. And third also is the what ifs in life. Kasi yun ngayon, you trust it with your spouse, di ba? Pero yung we talk about what ifs, ang daming pwedeng mangyari di ba? But you have to go walk through the journey together. I don't know if you know the movie Up. I'm sure you watched it, no? Yung Up.
Up, yes.
Yeah, di ba? So ako para sa akin, that's a very clear story of what a newlywed is also until such time na talagang meron kayong journey na you talk about the dreams where you would like to bring your family, diba? You talk about budget, diba? They were keeping away money also, diba? Setting aside together. Pero may mga what ifs you did not expect to happen. So when you talk about these things, this is a time for you and your spouse to bond also, no? So what are the things another thing that you have to consider in detail naman? Diba? Yung milestone to be a home, diba? Where would you like to bring your home? And then what car, diba? You have to go into details of that also. And what's your budget for that? And then later on, diba? You think about, would you like to have kids? When would you like to have kids? Dun papasok yan, di ba? And then another thing, how many kids would you like to have? Kasi those are the things that you have to take into consideration. Kasi later on, meron yung commitment that you have for your family. Kasi aside from that, there's education that will come in. But one thing that a couple should also not forget is also retirement, di ba? Maybe far-fetched at this point, but you have to prepare for all of these things and to be financially secured also in the future without cramming.
Gusto ko yung bullet points ni Camille: milestone, budget, and what ifs.
She got me so stressed.
Kanina lang yan.
Kanina slightly worried pa lang si Matteo, ngayon stress na siya. Pero hindi, may paraan naman lahat ng yan, di ba? And we are going to go deeper into that later. But for now, Camille was talking about, milestones. Matteo, for you and your wife, have you talked about your shared goals? Like, have you sat down and really discussed what you want to achieve, what you want to purchase, plans for the future? Can you share some of that with us?
Oh yeah. We've had all those adulting conversations together, and it's nice now that we're married that we can really take these things into effect and we can really make these things come into reality. Because when we were boyfriend girlfriend, kumbaga, this was just let's do this, let's do that. But now that we're actually married, kumbaga, the partnership, the two human beings synergizing together to actually make these goals and dreams achievable is what's very exciting. But so yes, we have goals, we have dreams that we want to goals to achieve in the future. So we're working for that, and slowly we're saving, we're doing little things at a time.
That's so great to hear. And tama ka, gusto ko yung point ni Matteo na kumbaga, pagka boyfriend, girlfriend, ano pa lang kayo parang tawag dito, nagde-daydream pa lang kayo, pag kinasal na tayo, ganito, ganyan. Pero once you're married, wala nang atrasan yan, di ba?
Yeah.
Those things have to become, that tangible reality na for you guys. So, on that note naman, Camille, how early on in the marriage should a couple start talking about the financial portfolio?
Ay,
Agad-agad pa?
Talagang dapat soonest as possible. Kung pa pwede nga, di ba, when you're daydreaming as a couple pa lang without, before getting married, maganda to talk about it already kasi that's where you align your dreams together, how you're gonna do things together kasi teamwork yan eh. So, that's where you talk about it has to be done regularly and soonest as possible kasi otherwise it would be you don't want to get into the problem that you're fighting over money.
Oh yes, of course.
Talagang gusto mo magkasama kayo. You want to be continuously exciting for you as a couple. So parang you reach dreams together as a team.
Yes.
So,
can I add something, Miss Len, Miss Camille?
Go ahead.
Because you just brought this up now. In our culture kasi, especially in the Filipino culture, speaking about finances and all these things, it's sometimes I don't know what word to use. Baka sometimes it's kind of taboo. It's like,
yes.
Oh my God, money, bakit money. But in the end of the day, this is a reality that every individual has to be educated about because we may have a lot today but nothing tomorrow. So so I really believe and I really encourage especially young couples, or if you guys are not married yet and you guys really feel na ito na yun, start investing in properly putting that mindset for being financially educated so that when you get married you're already steps ahead of the game and you're still growing. Do I make sense?
Yes, very good point.
Yeah, because typical I don't want to judge or anything, but that's a typical mindset, no? Let's not talk about that because ganito, we're not. But it's very important if you guys are financially matured and financially, you can speak about these things and have a head start, kumbaga, with the game.
That's really actually very true in our culture. Yung thought na taboo talaga yung usapan ng pera kasi parang feeling natin it shouldn't be discussed, it's too personal. And actually one of the reasons why a lot of people, feel uncomfortable approaching a financial advisor when in fact an advisor can be a very big help to them in their financial journey, diba? And also one point is that swerte si Matteo because he has very good role models in his parents. Not everybody has that, diba? So, Matteo, could you tell us a bit about that? How was it like, your parents are both financially secure with their own businesses and investments? Ano yung mga tips na binigay nila sa'yo about, being a couple that's pursuing a financial journey?
I guess my parents have been always supportive, no? I mean, everything has not been perfect, syempre, life has been a roller coaster also, I've seen the lows and the ups, etc. But in the end of the day, like what we said during our run through kanina, which I thought was rolling already, if I could bring back time, I'd really take an accounting class really seriously because I really have so much respect to my accountant and these guys talagang it's very, like, again, in the end of the day, it's very, very important to be financially educated. Because when you take home 10,000 pesos, sometimes people think, I have 10,000 pesos, but there's a percentage there that goes to taxes, there's a percentage that goes to an agent or whatever, So you really have to be aware of how much you're earning, how you're spending, and how you're investing.
Totoo yan, no? Parang kahit sana yung basics man lang matutunan natin, di ba? Kasi parang it's important that we can do the basic stuff on our own. For the more complicated things, there's, the accountant, there's the advisor. Pero it also helps na, halimbawa, kayong mag-asawa, you're gonna sit down, kahit paano you already know how to handle it. So maybe you and your wife, na Matteo, like I was telling you a while ago, baka you can go ahead and take those accountancy lessons na you and your wife.
I'm actually very interested nga because it's very important to know it's very important to know. I have a lot of respect for the accountants out there. So, hi accountants.
And alam mo, isa pang kumbaga nagiging more complicated yung financial journey of a newlywed when they also have to provide for their parents while they are providing for their children or for their spouse. So, Camille, on that note, can you share with us, paano ba make sure ng newlyweds that they can provide for the needs of both the parents and the children or the spouse?
Yun. Kasi culture talaga natin parang feeling nga natin na, di ba, we always owe it to our parents, di ba, how they took care of us, they sacrificed for us, di ba? So, talagang, yun naman yung maganda din sa ating culture, no? But you have to, that's definitely something that you have to take into consideration when you're newlywed. So, number one, kasi syempre, hindi naman lahat talaga are, well-off yung parents and they can provide for themselves. Later on, they will be dependent on you. So, definitely, as a newlywed, it's important, I probably give 3 advices for that one. No? Number one, discuss it and agree with your spouse. Kasi it has to be, yun yung sabi ni Matteo kanina yung trust is very important that you establish that from the start. So, discuss and agree kasi syempre for both parties din, maganda yung you set aside for your parents kasi yun nga, what if they become too dependent on you eventually? What do you do? The second thing that you have to do, the second advice this time is to set aside money also for them. Diba, you set aside for yourself. You set kahit man lang kahit papano din, diba? Part of your budget for your parents. So, if you can nga, you get an insurance for them also. Just to relieve the stress, the financial stress later on. What if they do get sick, diba? Kasi they run to you after they may have probably missed out to get one for themselves from the start. Maybe they did not get to hear like what our viewers are also hearing today, no? But it's nice to to think about cover them also so that it also relieves our stress financially. Third advice I would say is learn from what they missed. So if they weren't able to get one for themselves in terms of insurance or maybe be financially okay, diba? And soon become dependent on you. Learn from their mistakes, diba? So they probably are too busy focused on you, raising you up, no? And make sure that you prepare for your future also because these things, when you try to learn from their mistakes, is that basically the challenges, the difficulties that you went through right now, and you don't like your children to have the same difficulty later on. So don't make the same mistake. That's a third correct it this time in your you as a spouse and discuss it. Yeah.
Alam mo, parang you were talking about that, about how it needs to be discussed by the husband and wife, how you're going to support the parents. Unfortunately, nagiging issue din to for some couples, diba? So, gusto nating iwasan yan. So, for Matteo, how do you discuss yung money with your wife without getting into arguments? Kasi money is a very sensitive issue for some couples. How do you guys discuss it? And paano kayo nagko-compromise or how do you come to an agreement?
It's a very nice question because, I think everybody and every couple will go through this route, no? Na in the beginning, it's going to be kind of awkward. It's going to be kind of not normal. But I think you cannot force it in the beginning. You cannot force it. Obviously, if I had a choice, I'll force it. I'd be like black and white. This is like this is like that, that's like that. But in reality, you cannot force it. No, you have to let both parties. It has to sink in slowly, and maybe we realize it through the journey of life. But it's very, very important. Like what Miss Camille said, no, set aside some for your parents, set aside for some emergency funds, and talagang have that really nice kind of investment portfolio, no. But again, in the end of the day, especially for beginner couples like us, no, yung nag-umpisa pa lang, I think we really have to make it understood that for today, our priority is my wife, kumbaga, no? I'm very, very grateful and I'm very, very thankful that my parents, I think, know that my priority is my wife. Kumbaga. But of course, it doesn't mean I will never take care of my parents. If my parents needed something, I'll never, of course, need something, I'll always be there. But again, my priority is my wife. So did that make sense?
Yeah, I actually could, I get that point. And I think kasi, di ba, parang there's this saying that you cannot pour from an empty cup. So like, if you and your wife are not financially secure, it will be so much harder for you to provide also for your parents, di ba, for other needs that the family might have. So, like to Camille's point earlier, you have to secure yourselves first. Parang life, anong tawag doon? Life jacket, di ba? You secure yourself first bago ka tumulong sa ibang tao. Otherwise, you will all just sink. Diba?
And I mean, so, Miss Len, I think what Miss Camille also said, trust is very important. You know, if you lend somebody, if you give somebody 1,000 pesos, you must tell your wife, love, you know, I'm giving 1,000 pesos. Hindi yung parang she'll find out, uy, saan yung 1,000 pesos? Ba't nawala? Diba? So, you know, you really have to be transparent in both sides.
Correct. Walang mga secret accounts. Diba? Some couples do that.
Never break and trust.
Oo. May pang safety. Tapos parang, ay, tuloy, when you find out about it, parang lagi ka na magdududa, bakit may secret account? Gaano karami ang secret account nito? So, yan. Transparency is important, newlyweds. Okay. Now, talking about, you know, beefing up your financial portfolio, the Newlywed Starter Pack is a great starting point. So, Camille, could you tell us more about this?
Well, then, kasi diba sa dami ng pinag-usapan natin, overwhelming eh. Yung sinabi kanina, diba ni Matteo, mamaya natakot na or anything. It's something exciting, but you just have to put it together. And that's the nice thing about the Newlywed Starter Pack, is it puts together all of those things eh. Diba yung sinabi ko kanina na financial considerations, which are milestones that you want to reach as a family. Second also is the budget and the what if. So it covers all of that, no? So the nice thing about the Newlywed Starter Pack is that from the start you get to have a financially secured future because you have a life insurance coverage that could be as much as 2.4 million. And if in case somebody figures into an accident or gets critically ill, yun yung mga what ifs natin, di ba?
Yes.
At least you don't have to worry about the money because you have 1.2 million already. Naka-ready na yan, no? Anytime. And if in case you get, you cannot work because of you got into an accident that's temporary and permanently disabled, you don't have to worry about paying your premiums anymore for your policy because it's fully paid immediately, no? So parang, you don't have to worry about how do I pay that? Yung ibang bills lang tuloy magiging problem mo, but it's here. And another thing also, remember we talked about emergencies, diba? Yun nga, yung emergencies, the nice thing about the plan is that it sets aside cash values and dividends just in case that you need it for emergencies. I'm clearing emergencies, hindi yung emergencies na natuwa ka there kasi may sale or something then you automatically buy. Don't use that. It's for emergency, just in case wala na. So you have that. And of course, since I mentioned about milestones, it sets aside funds also for specific target dates. So that's a nice thing about the package, no? So meron ka na kagad there's a money that you can expect on specific dates. And all of that, you're just basically setting aside 5,000 pesos per month. Yun lang yun. That's saving already on a regular basis.
So you're starting at 5,000 pesos. At least meron ka ng clear amount in your head, diba? Kasi some people tend to parang get nervous about getting insurance or investing kasi parang they feel like it's super expensive, not knowing that there are actually products that can suit their budget. So that's a starting goal for you guys, 5,000 pesos. And in fact, you can actually further customize this starter pack, right, Camille?
That's correct. Yes. Definitely.
So, ayan. So, okay, now if they want to know more, of course, the financial advisor, the Sunlife advisor would be there to assist, okay? Now, I would like to go to Matteo and ask, how does an advisor, figure in your life? Kasi, di ba, like, for your sports, you have a coach who will guide you and train you. For your other needs, for example, you have a movie, you have a director. How does the financial advisor naman, able to help you with your goals?
I think it's very important, especially what's happened now with the whole world in the pandemic. What's very nice about Sunlife is that your financial advisor, or that financial advisor, will always be accessible and open to you. Even though we went on lockdown, you still had a direct contact to them. And it's also very important to be open to them on what your goals, what your dreams are. So on what packages you can open, and what's very nice with us, we offer this packages at a very, very low cost, minimum cost now of 5,000 pesos. So that's what's exciting about it. So my advice to everybody out there: don't be intimidated. Start off. The sooner you start, the better. If you could have started yesterday, better. And if not, tomorrow. But the sooner the better. And then 5-10 years from now, you'll realize, I have this pala. No, I'm ready for my kids' college, or I'm ready for this. Or if somebody gets into an emergency, I have this to fund the hospital or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. So, diba, we were talking about, financial lessons or financial advice being a taboo. Imagine if you open yourself up to this conversation, how much it will benefit your life, diba? So, sayang naman kung matatakot ka lang parate. So go ahead and talk to the Sunlife advisor. Now, before I go back to our questions, I would like to remind everybody first that we will be starting with our question and answer portion in just a bit. So for those who would like to share their own experiences, if you're a newlywed, if you're a provider of the family, if you're a breadwinner, go ahead and share your experiences or ask questions, because one way that we can all learn is if we ask questions. Get some insights from Matteo and Camille. This is an opportunity for you to leverage what these people can share with you and apply it to your own life. All right, now Camille, we're talking about advisors. Can you share with us ano ba yung mga ma-expect nila if they contact an advisor? Ito ba yung tipong pag umupo sila, pe-pressure na sila, or kailangan ba bumili na sila, or may bayad ba to consult?
No, it's actually free to get in touch. It's free to ask questions to the Sunlife financial advisor. So basically, you just have to, they can assess you financially based on your needs, based on your budget, based also on where you would like to go. So they will just have to ask the question, no obligations. Whenever you're ready also, pero yung sasabi nga ni Matteo, I would suggest really do it the earliest as possible, because you're missing out also on some opportunities na sayang nandun mo.
Correct. Kasi di ba when you talk about insurance and investments, time is your friend eh. Like the earlier you start, the better. The longer your money is invested, the bigger it grows, di ba? The potential for it to grow. Yan. So start now. Don't be afraid to consult with an advisor. Okay, now closing this discussion before we go on to the Q&A portion by asking Matteo. Matteo, do you have a newlywed hack that you could share to all those who like you are, in this exciting stage of their lives?
A newlywed hack?
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily financial. What have you, learned so far, insights you've gathered so far in your marriage?
Gardening.
I love it. You didn't expect.
I actually have petchay outside. I have like this, I'm so proud. Sarah, my wife, planted it and it's growing now. So I can't wait to harvest and actually eat it.
If I may relate that to finances, you're putting it, you're planting your seeds now, and you're just waiting for that to grow,
diba?
And, harvest, diba?
It's
God.
everything in life, like planting a seed and later harvesting it, waiting for it, holding, and then, getting the fruits. Parang kumbaga, it's just like investing. It's the same principle, right? You invest, the sooner you invest, kumbaga, the money will grow. So the sooner you start, the better. Gardening.
Oh my God. I totally did not expect that from, our athlete and adrenaline junkie, Sunlife ambassador. Nandito na din pala. Pero very good point from the two of you. Gardening kasi, when you grow plants, you have to be very patient with it, diba? Before you can grow, you have to take care of it, nurture it, water, sunlight, and all that. But at the end of it, ikaw yung nagbe-benefit, di ba?
Yeah, diba? And sometimes if your seeds are not planted properly, kumbaga, the investment won't be good. Diba? So to plant the seeds, you have to nurture the seeds. So with Sunlife, that's the best, kumbaga.
And also, of course, when you talk about gardening, you also seek, tips from those who are into this hobby, diba? So you also need to seek expert advice. Kasi if you're just gonna go about it on your own and you don't really know anything about planting, wale. Malalanta ang iyong mga at wala kang maha-harvest. Gusto ko yun, hindi ko in-expect tong twist ng ating plot.
Hindi ko na-expect yun.
Alright. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, newlyweds, pay attention. Gardening, that could be a very good exercise for you in terms of, delayed gratification and the concept of time in your financial journey. Okay. Saying hi to Laika. Hi, Laika. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm unable to access the
Facebook
page right now, so I cannot see those who are saying hi to us, but thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We're now getting into the question and answer portion. So, excuse me. So we're gonna be accommodating those questions that you left in our comment section. I think we can start with that right now. Also saying hi to Lisel, tuned in all the way from Jakarta, Indonesia. Thank you so much for watching. All right. Okay, who else? Okay, let me see here. Very cute answer, Matteo, said Darlene Grace Emina Aurelio. # Plantito Couples. O, ayan ha. Grabe na ito.
Ayos ba? Gardening.
Meron pang isang comment dito, tapos pwede mo pang ibenta yung mga plants. Like if you come to that point where you are very productive.
Then actually, on a different note, no, we went up shopping for plants, and talagang like a baby plant would cost you maybe, for example, 1,000 pesos, and medium plant would cost you 8,000 pesos, and the big plant, the same version of the small one, would cost you 20,000 pesos. So if you want to be eager and get the big plant right away, okay, you can bawas 20,000, but you can get the 1,000 and wait for 6 months to make it 20,000. So life is about gardening.
I love it so much, Matteo. Oh my God, you're driving me crazy right now. This is so perfect.
No, but tama, diba? I remember my gosh, there's this plant we purchased, and it's a spiral thing, right? And then I forget the name. And then the lady goes, I'm like, how much is this big plant? She goes, 30,000 pesos. We go, huh? 30,000? Ang mahal-mahal naman yun. So there was a baby plant there. Sabi ko, magkano ba to? 3,000, sir. Maghintay na lang ako ng 2 buwan, maging 30,000 na yan.
Good choice. Grabe na ito. So much insight, no, Camille?
Tama. Talagang update pag pang new norm, magiging plantito.
Yes. Sabi ni Tet Asanyo, green thumb daw si Matteo even when it comes to finances. Actually.
So guys, I'd like to invite everybody. My gardening shop will open by 3 months from now. So please visit my Instagram for details.
Wow!
I'm joking.
Akala ko. Pero actually, you know what, Matteo? I wouldn't even be surprised if that actually comes through in the next few months. Being a business-minded person, I can imagine this is something you might pursue and consider in the future. Okay, so let's go to some of the questions right now. Matteo, your parents raised you to be a financially savvy person. How will you make sure that your future kids will grow up to be the same? Oh, I love that.
Wow. I guess like my little brother right now, he's not little anymore, he's 12 years old, but we try to give him examples, have him save his own money, have him buy things for his own. Like mahilig siya sa sapatos, no? So, bro, if you really want that shoes, kumbaga, you have to sell something and earn money from it so you can buy the shoes. So he's been painting, and then one of my titas bought his paintings, and then kumbaga, he saved a portion of that, and a portion of that he bought a pair of shoes. So, it's very important to start young and to understand how money works, how it grows, and how you earn it.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Alam mo, Camille, on that note, ano ba yung mga very easy ways that you can teach a child to appreciate, handling finances, understand its purpose and its importance?
Well, basically, it starts with the couple also. What they see is actually what they also follow. Yun, diba? So if they see saving on a regular basis, they also, they also learn that as well. And the nice thing and the best thing that you can do also probably is to involve them with finances. Yun, how do you, diba, involve them? Kasi hindi yung pwedeng, basta yung bigay lang or anything, diba? They have to understand what the couple, kasi family kayo So you're all in this together, yun yung sinasabi, diba? So you have to involve your kids also. And then the third probably is that, along the way, let them help them and teach them also how to handle their own money also, diba? So if you, let's say for example, you give them 100 pesos, they would know there's a budget to that, diba? So how do I budget that? Do I keep that? Or how, if I have a dream or something, how do I reach it also? Then you can work on it, you discuss it as a family also. Para later on, talagang masanay na rin siya.
That's so nice. Like
Len, I have a nice kwento, Miss Camille. Pasensya na, I'm just excited. But a few days ago, my dad sent me a picture of a box, like a Pelican case. You know those camera boxes?
Oh, okay.
Pelican box. It really hooks. So my gardener found a a box, a small box, in my garden, buried. Okay, and then Papa was like, where did this come from? And he opened it. And inside were like coins, like super daming coins, and pictures of Mama, Papa, me, and Georgia, and my sister, and Paolo, my brother. And later on, my brother said, Kuya Mats, I saw that in a movie. I wanted to save my money. So he placed it in a box and he buried it.
Oh my God!
So it was so crazy. It was so crazy. And, lesson learned, lesson to that story. We told him, bro, look, I forgot how much pesos, how much coins he has. For example, he had like 1,000 pesos there. I said, bro, your 1,000 pesos is still 1,000 pesos, bro. If you bought something that would appreciate, or if you placed that somewhere else, or something, that could have been, 1,500 or 2,000 pesos today. So, oh yeah, Kuya Mats, how do I invest? How do I do this? So, things like that. Parang yun lang, na-excite lang ako. Yun lang naman.
Oh my God! Super
adorable.
adorable.
As a family, they learn from each other also, di ba?
Yeah.
Guys,
Especially shoes today. The kids today like buying shoes. And believe it or not, these shoes appreciate.
Oh yeah.
These shoes appreciate. And Pokemon cards. Back when I was, we're just going off topic now, but back when I was high school or elementary, we used to collect Pokemon cards. And, we threw it all away after a while. But today, if we still held on those Pokemon cards we were collecting back then, in America, there's a big market for Pokemon.
Yeah, kasi like it's a vintage item right now, or the shoes become collector's items, diba?
Yeah, but they're very mahal. They're super expensive. They go to like 100,000 pesos, 500,000 pesos for Pokemon cards that cost 50 pesos.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, there's
okay, next question.
Well, there is still a lesson there. You just really have to have an eye for what will appreciate in time. Not all of us have that capacity, and so for those of us na hindi ganun ka yung taste or yung for trends, investing is the way to go. Invest in mutual funds kasi hindi natin
secure talaga.
Yes. And you actually have professionals, we have experts managing your money. Kaya sigurado ka, not everybody has the time and the knowledge to go about investing in stuff. So we have experts that can help you. Okay, there's a question here, Matteo, that goes, Matteo, is there a money lesson that you were able to teach your wife that she is applying now?
Money lesson. I don't know if we should be talking about this, but I guess taxes.
Oh.
Taxes. There's so many things you can learn about that, and again, when you earn 10,000 pesos, it's not 10,000 pesos that goes back to you still have taxes to pay, etc., etc. I guess that's one. Two is, budgeting. Budgeting is very important, no? Now that you live in a house, you have to budget for groceries. When something breaks down in the house, when you have to buy clothes or shoes for our business, for our job. So all these things have to be budgeted. You can't just go splurge, and be like, oh my gosh, I need to pay this, but I don't have it. So, you have to really budget. And the best way to budget for me is to keep track of everything. You can write it down on a notebook or whatever. I use it. I write it on an Excel file. So if my wife asks me how much did we spend last 6 months ago when we went to grocery, we can pull it up and say, hey, we spent this. So it's important to keep track of things.
Okay, another revelation about Matteo right now, Excel file is the way to go. Again, Camille, aminin mo, hindi ko rin to in-expect. Kasi di ba usually when you think of the celebrities, they have somebody else handling the expenses for them. Grabe. Ikaw, Camille, for you ba, how do you keep track of your expenses? Is it also Excel file like Matteo?
The funny thing, naku, mahalata tayo dito. Hindi pala pang Excel doon tayo. Sinusulat ko pa sa notebook. Kaya whenever I look back, ito pala yung ginagastos ko dati. Pero it helps to have that. I agree with Matteo on that one. Kasi your tendency is to be too conscious na sinusulat mo na parang, hala, I spent pala too much on this one. When you try to review, nako, hindi naman yung maganda nun. Medyo mapag-uusapan niya naman na what should I try to cut down, diba? Kumbaga, when you talk about budgeting, nakaset when you get an income, alam mo na yung automatic expenses mo. Then you can make adjustments along the way. Agree naman ako kay Matteo dyan. I'm with you in that.
You know what? Another point, Miss Len, Miss Camille, for me, parang it's nice to, sometimes kasi you have to live within your means, etc., no? But sometimes it's nice to reward yourself or something. But it motivates you to work harder. It motivates. And next month, I have a quota. I want to earn this much. Or I want. But kumaga, you're hungry always to find ways on where to invest, how to earn, etc. So it's important to be hungry always. Kumaga.
I super agree with that, Camille. No, kasi I think it's also important that we reward ourselves. It's not about yung parang hindi mo na-enjoy yung financial journey mo kapag hindi mo nire-reward yung sarili mo every now and then eh. Diba?
Saka kailangan mo ng motivation eh. Yun yung kailangan mo din. Talagang rin. Yeah, I agree. Super agree with that one.
Motivation, ayan.
My previous ones. My gardening.
Like the gardening.
Okay. Ay, naaliw naman ako sa question na to, Matteo, for you. How do you celebrate your monthsary? O, di ba? Hindi anniversary. Monthsary. Nakaka-high school naman tong term na ito. But, okay, Matteo, is that something that you commemorate with your wife? Like, it's the, kunyari, 15th of the month. That's your special date. Let's have a nice dinner together. Ganyan.
Actually, it's the 20th of the month. And it is our monthsary. Got married Feb 20th.
Do you like, for example, March 20, April 20? Is it something that you consistently, celebrate?
Not really, but I think I should. I think we should, every monthsary, we should deposit a certain amount of money for investment. We should do that.
I love it. I was expecting an answer na something like, we'll sit down and have a nice dinner together and all that, or buy something for the house. But no, investment pa rin. I love it.
Every monthsary, we should add 5,000 pesos to our package, kumbaga. No? What do you think?
What do you think, Camille?
Meron kayong commitment together, di ba?
Diba?
A very good habit to start, though, kasi like you guys were talking about earlier, it's all about starting a habit earlier on in the relationship. Grabe. Ibang klase itong si Matteo, napakasimple nung mga tinatanong dito kung saan tayo napupunta. But I love it. Super insightful. Okay, we have a question here naman for Camille. It says, for Camille, I'm 19 years old, but it's always been my dream to have my own family. So what financial advice can you give me? Okay, 19 years old, but already eager to start preparing.
for the family, nako. Well, kasi wala naman talaga sa age yan, di ba? Pero it's really more about the maturity. How soon are you ready, no? So that's what I definitely say. Well, first thing, you have to be secured as a single person first, no? Kailangan you have to build that yourself as well. Na talagang, you learn how to save, you come up with dreams. If that's one of your dreams to get married soon, you might want to, ito suggest ko siguro to make it a little bit more fun, no? Maybe the things that you would like to, you might want to write down on the list. Pwede i-Excel file mo rin katulad nung kay Matteo. The things that you would like to, probably the top 10 that you would like to achieve before you reach the age of 30 or 25. You can come up with something like that, di ba? Tapos you put a cost to each one, then you save also, di ba? Yun yung i-reach mo as a goal also. Ngayon, definitely saving should be part of the plan every time. Yun importante doon. So maybe I would also suggest another thing also, get an insurance for yourself while you're still young, because it's cheaper when you get an insurance for yourself while you're still younger. Kasi when you're older, you realize, nako, mahal na, tapos mas marami ka ng obligations. So take advantage of whatever you can while you're still young, definitely. Yeah.
Oo nga. Oh my God. Like I was saying a while ago, I got financial instruments for myself at a later age na. And oh my God, parang if only I knew about all these when I was younger. Sayang talaga. Okay. So ayan good tips from Camille and Matteo, you guys. We have another question here for Matteo. In terms of budgeting, how are you handling it? Who decides on certain areas like groceries, daily needs, maybe even the bigger purchases? How do you guys decide on that? Or what tips can you give on that?
Unang-una, for groceries and essentials for the house, I mean, we go to a very efficient place where we can get with things efficiently. We only go to Landers. So Landers is the best. No, but on a serious note, it's very important for not just the husband or for both parties to be very to be educated in this aspect. No, it's not just your wife or not just the husband. It's very important for both of you. Kumbaga. So when we go groceries, we always tell each other, okay, love, let's just get konti lang ngayon. But when we meet in the counter, it's like super full. So it boils down to organizing stuff in the pantry, listing, having like a note what we have, what we don't have, and kumbaga budgeting in the end of the day. No, it's very important because sometimes we used to have like parang overstock of milk, let's say milk, no? So it's very important to just to note everything, what you have, what you don't have, and go when you really need things.
Ayan, taking note of what you already have in the house. Kasi tama naman nga, baka nadodoble na pala. Pero can I just say, nakikilig ako every time sinasabi ni Matteo kung paano niya inada. So, love, what do we need? So, nai-imagine.
Whatever they need, whatever our wives need, kumbaga, we give to them, di ba?
Okay, husbands, take note. Camille's husband also take note.
Just say sorry all the time. Just say sorry. Sorry, it's my fault.
Sorry, it's very powerful.
Sorry, it's my fault.
Okay.
Even if it's their fault, I'm sorry, it's my fault.
Okay, Matteo, dahil pareho kayong kumikita ng wife mo, 50-50 ba ang sharing niyo sa gastos? Does it necessarily have to be that way, 50-50?
It really depends on how you guys and what you guys decide on. But I believe in how I was raised. For me, I have friends and whatever that do it differently. But with me, when you marry somebody, I believe in synergizing with that person and talagang becoming better. So what's mine is hers. So if I earn 100 pesos tomorrow, that's ours. And if we spend, it's all shared.
I like that point about synergizing.
That's mine, that's mine. But I have friends that talagang, I have friends or whatever that what they earn is what they earn, what she earns, what they earn, and then they put like maybe 30% on the table together, and it really depends on your usapan.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kaya, just for, just to get a different POV on that one, Camille, can you share with us, when you were a newlywed, how was it like for you and your husband? Paano yung naging budgeting process ninyo?
Yun na, agree ako kay Matteo. You really have to agree as a couple diba? Kasi pwedeng hindi pantay yung na what income you're getting. Sometimes you can agree on who will just do the groceries, who will pay for the bills, and who will also pay for the what do you call this, yung properties or whatsoever that you bought, diba? You have to agree as a couple kung paano hati. Kung gusto nyo hati na 50-50, then at least you agree on something. Yan ang importante. You cannot impose, katulad ng sinasabi ni Matteo kanina there are things that you just say, pero eventually, just, sinks in eventually, paano magiging agreement ninyo. So, yun, you will have to agree on what share are you both in agreement with, diba? So, hindi pa pwedeng impose ka lang impose. Otherwise, magiging better na lang yung kasama mo. So, you don't want that to happen.
Ay!
You want it talagang fun.
It will be super sad naman, like if you were so in love at the beginning of the marriage and then you just fight over money, diba? So, just talk about it. Exactly. Okay, another question here is, for Matteo, ano pa ang mga gusto mong ma-achieve sa buhay? Wow!
I want to have an airplane.
Are you gonna jump out of it again?
Joking. Ano ba? Marami, Miss Len. Marami kaming mga goals, no? Mga dreams na gusto namin ma-accomplish in the near future, in the farther future. But there's a lot. But we've been very, very blessed these days, and we're really taking. That's why being financially educated is very important, because nobody's blessed every day, or minsan may ganito, minsan. So you really have to be responsible in how you invest, where you put, and how you save, and how you spend, etc. So going back to your question, we have a lot of dreams, we have a lot of goals, we have too many to count.
Actually, kasi diba, parang that's the beauty of being a newlywed. You have the whole future ahead of you, and you can really dream a lot of dreams together, diba?
Yeah, it's such a beautiful, Miss Lena, sorry to add this, but it's such a beautiful reality na you wake up in the morning and you say, love, wow, we're married, we have our whole lifetime together. We have diba?
Pero naman, kilig, diba?
Diba?
Diba? Kasi I'm just newly married, diba? I don't know. Syempre, I need to learn from you guys, because I don't know how many years you guys been married, but diba? Kami, wala pang 1 year, almost 1 year, but to just realize the fact na we have a home together, we bought this glass together, we bought a table together. Alam mo yun, it's just something really tiny, but for me it means a lot na talagang we're as one, we're a family, we're growing, and we have a lifetime of dreams and goals together. So it's just a nice reality to realize.
Grabe na ito, nakakabagets naman tong mga pagde-describe mo. Camille, ikaw ba? Parang naaalala mo yung mga earlier days mo sa newlywed? With the way Matteo is speaking right now.
Kaya nga pagka you look back, Matteo, on that one later on, talagang matutuwa ka pa rin. I'm sure when you try to reminisce that, just keep on going on that one.
Miss Camille, you don't agree on me on this one anymore?
Ano yun?
Do you still agree?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Oo naman.
Okay.
I think.
Ako nalago, kaya masaya yan. Kaya nga sabi sa'yo, dapat exciting lagi. Keep it fun all the time and exciting.
Yeah.
Alam mo, parang na-imagine ko the way you were talking about it kanina, Camille, no? Parang siguro si Matteo, like in the future, love, remember dati? Ang saya-saya natin dun sa baso na binili natin together.
Uy, pinag-uusapan din namin yung mga ganyan. Di ba ito yung dati natin binili, yung mga ganyan. Kaya it's so funny. Kaya kasi agree ako talaga sa'yo.
It's so nice. It's so nice to realize na boyfriend girlfriend pa kayo. You know, sometimes nung boyfriend girlfriend pa kayo, I don't know, in my situation, I'm sure everybody has a different situation. But kami, ang hirap-hirap magkita, ang hirap-hirap mag-ito, ang hirap-hirap mag-ito. Pero ngayon na mag-asawa na kami, talagang, you know, we're sitting down at the same dining table. We're sitting down watching TV together. Parang, wow, this is God's gift to us. We're so blessed. You know, we have a whole lifetime together, and let's just be smart and let's be thankful every single day. And yun lang. Just yun. Anyways, next question.
Alam mo, tama talaga yung sinasabi.
Itong pag-usapan.
Diba? Parang Camille, gusto nating makipag-date bigla pagkatapos nito. At i-release yung ating mga...
Sa restaurant ni Matteo.
I know! Try the truffle pasta. Oh my God, so good. They are fully operational, by the way. So for those who'd like to drop by Mateo's restaurant at Westgate, ayan, it's open.
Yeah, Westgate, Alabang. And if you guys want to come, it's there. And if we have one in Cebu also. So if you guys, mga Cebuanos watching right now. Yeah.
Ayan. And they practice safety protocols. Okay, so naiba ng usapan bigla. Okay, we have a question here for Camille. So, may I know the package for education, health insurance, as well as investments?
Educational, health, and investments. Well, actually, it's also, of course, you have a lot of, you can discuss that also with your financial advisor with Sunlife. We will be glad definitely to put together a plan if it's for education. You can also put that together with health coverage as well para ma-maximize. Kasi syempre, parang di ba tayo, mahilig tayo sa sulit. So, susulitin mo na, di ba? Maximize what you put in so that you can get the most out of what you paid for also. What you're keeping, what you're saving up for.
Oo, kasi alam nyo guys, you will actually be surprised at how many of your needs can actually be answered by insurance and investments. Kasi a lot of us think na mapapakinabangan lang yan after death. For example, for one, that's not a bad thing. That's a very good thing to secure for your family. That whatever happens to you, they will be okay. But yun nga, if you have something that you want to achieve, like maybe put up your own business, travel with your new husband or wife, and also the education of your kids, you'll be surprised na we have all these range of products that you can actually use to get closer to those goals, diba? Okay. Another question here naman for Matteo. Ang aliw ng question na to. Kinakabahan ako kung saan na naman to pwedeng mapunta, but okay, let's ask it. Matteo, are you galante or kuripot? How do you know when to